Okay, so you know how everyone thought King Charles and Camilla were like the ultimate power couple? Like they'd finally made it through all the drama, the Diana years, the public hating Camilla for ages, and now they were just gonna chill and rule together? Yeah, well, scratch that. Apparently, things behind the scenes at Buckingham Palace have been, shall we say, a little tense. I'm talking about a potential royal rumble, and it all centers around a little blue notebook. Let's rewind a bit. The coronation happened, everyone bowed and curtsied. Charles got the crown, Camilla got her crown. Everything seemed picture perfect. The media was all about how stable things were, how Charles was finally settling in, and how Camilla was his rock, his anchor, the one person who truly understood him. Their love story, after all, is pretty epic, right? Decades of waiting, overcoming obstacles, finally getting to be together. You'd think they'd be inseparable. But then, bam. Charles apparently went rogue one afternoon. He was feeling kinda drained after meeting with some foreign dignitaries, and instead of, calling Camilla or sending a servant to fetch her, he just wandered down to her private office. No announcement, no fanfare, just him. Which, okay, seems normal for a married couple, right? Except Camilla wasn't there. She'd apparently just left for some unscheduled personal visit. Suspicious, right? So Charles is standing there in her office, probably feeling a little lonely, and he notices something odd. Tucked away behind her jewelry box is this navy blue leather-bound notebook. It's old, worn, clearly something she's had for a while, and it's not neatly placed. It's kind of shoved there like she was trying to hide it. Now, Charles and Camilla have been together for like ever. He thought there were no secrets between them, but this diary, this was a red flag. He hesitates because, he's a gentleman, he respects her privacy, but something tells him he needs to know what's in that book. He opens it up, and that's when the whole thing blows up. It's Camilla's handwriting, but not the fancy stuff she uses for royal invites. This is a raw, emotional, almost angry script. Page after page of her inner thoughts, her struggles, her frustrations. Apparently, she's been feeling suffocated living in the palace, constantly reminded of Diana. Which, you can kind of understand, right? Diana's ghost is everywhere. But it gets worse. It's not just about her feelings. It's about her plan. The diary is filled with names of media experts, notes on financial funds, and detailed strategies for shaping public opinion. This isn't just a woman venting her frustration. This is a woman building an empire. She's not just trying to survive. She's trying to dominate. She's building her own fortress of power, making sure she's never overshadowed by anyone, not even future heirs to the throne. This is next-level scheming. Charles is reportedly stunned. He just sits there, frozen, the diary open in his hand. He realizes that the woman he loves, the woman he thought was his partner, is playing a completely different game, a game he didn't even know existed. And then, to make things even more dramatic, Camilla walks. She sees him with the diary, and her reaction isn't fear. It's like resignation, like she knew this day would come. This secret was going to get dragged out into the light. Okay, so Camilla's standing there. Charles is holding the diary, and you can just feel the tension, right? It's not like a screaming match. It's way more intense. It's like a silent movie where their faces are telling you everything. He's looking at her like, "Who are you?" And she's looking back like, "Yeah, so what?" Apparently, Charles is super thrown because Diana is still a major issue for Camilla. She's been dead for decades, but Camilla's still obsessing over her. According to the diary, Camilla sees Diana as this living entity, a ghost that's suffocating her. It's like, girl, move on. But no, she's letting Diana control her life even from beyond the grave. And that obsession has turned into this crazy hunger for power. So Charles is flipping through the diary and he's seeing all this evidence of Camilla's survival campaign. She wasn't just writing down her feelings, she was mapping out a war strategy. She's analyzing all the royal family members, figuring out their weaknesses, and labeling them as barriers to her security. Can you believe the audacity? And get this, she has detailed plans for manipulating the media, leaking stories to the tabloids, and basically turning herself into the savior of the monarchy. She wants to go from being the most hated woman in England to the nation's sweetheart. It's like a total PR makeover, but with a really dark twist. Apparently, Camilla was behind all these smear campaigns against William and She was whispering stuff to the press, planting seeds of doubt about William's ability to be king and Anne's, well, whatever Anne's flaws are supposed to be. She wants to be on top, and she's willing to trash her own family to get there. Camilla just stands there, clutching her purse and touching her pearl necklace, the one Charles gave her, like she's trying to hold on to something. She doesn't apologize. She doesn't beg for forgiveness. She just stands there, defiant. It's like she's been preparing for this moment for years. She's faced so much public hate that nothing scares her anymore, not even her husband's judgment. Charles is totally ice cold at this point. The image of the gentle, understanding wife he thought he knew is shattered. Now he sees a seasoned politician, a manipulator who's been quietly destroying the monarchy from within. He's wondering how much of their relationship was real and how much was just a carefully calculated move. So they're just staring at each other, these two super powerful people, but there's this huge chasm of distrust between them. Charles doesn't see love in Camilla's eyes anymore. He sees an adversary. Their marriage, which was supposed to be this great love story, is now collapsing in a way that's way more painful than before. And that's where part 1 ends. Charles is holding the diary, Camilla's standing there looking defiant, and their whole world is about to explode. It's gonna be messy. So the next few days at Buckingham Palace? Imagine the most awkward Thanksgiving dinner you've ever had, but amplified by like a million. Everyone's walking on eggshells, the servants are probably terrified. You just know the tension is so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. And guess what? Right on cue, all these stories start popping up in the tabloids attacking William and Anne. I mean, seriously nasty stuff. Old news being dragged up, little mistakes blown way out of proportion. And of course, there are the oh-so-convenient rumors about family feuds. It's all very soap opera. Charles, being no dummy, recognizes Camilla's fingerprints all over it. It's her signature move, a little bit of truth mixed with a whole lot of lies, stirred up just right. Exactly what she wrote about in that damn diary. Each headline is like a little stab wound aimed at the heart of the monarchy. The guy must be going nuts. So, what does he do? He starts his own secret investigation, like some kind of royal James Bond. He can't trust the usual palace channels because who knows who Camilla has gotten to. He gets his most loyal aides, the ones who would literally die for the crown, to start digging into Camilla's secret life. And the reports they bring back, they paint a picture of a woman who is nothing like the sweet, smiling queen we see in public. Apparently, she has a temper on her. Like a real, icy, terrifying temper. She's willing to use her power to threaten people, to silence anyone who might have overheard something they shouldn't have. Maids have been fired for no reason, just to get rid of potential witnesses. It's giving me major mob boss vibe. But the real kicker? Charles decides to look into the royal finance. He's always trusted Camilla with that stuff, thinking it would make her feel more involved. Huge mistake! He finds all these weird transactions. Money being moved from charities and community programs into these shady shell corporations and then, poof, gone. We're talking about money laundering, people? She's stealing from the royal purse to fund her own little media empire. Can you believe the nerve? She's using the monarchy's own money to attack its future heirs. Talk about a betrayal. Charles is sitting there with his glasses on, red pen in hand, underlining all the dodgy stuff. He's picturing her in meetings with lawyers and financial advisors, coldly signing orders to buy silence or pay for good press. It's just sick. He realizes he can't just sit there and do nothing. He has to protect William and Anne, even if it means taking down his own wife. He knows this information is a bomb that could destroy the whole royal family if it ever got out. The truth is just too ugly to be public, but too dangerous to keep secret. So he decides he has to act. No more Mr. Nice Guy. He can't think about his own feeling. He has to think about the throne. Camilla isn't his wife anymore. She's a threat. The game has changed, and it's time to play dirty. It's like 3 a.m. The lights are blazing in Charles's study, and he's surrounded by all these top secret documents. He's reading reports from the staff, the ones who have been around forever and are loyal to the core. They're describing a queen who's capable of anything. Icy rages, threats, silencing anyone who gets in her way. She's built a little dictatorship inside the palace, where fear is the main weapon. Charles realizes that while he's been busy saving the planet and doing good deeds, Camilla has been plotting and scheming right under his nose. He compares her personal bank accounts to the missing funds from heritage restoration projects, and boom! The numbers match up. She's been smiling and waving at state dinners while secretly stealing money to boost her own image. It's all been a lie. So he sets up one last meeting. A showdown.